She's all sweet and innocent right now, but I know she's trying to sabotage me, girl.
How do I get the slut edit?
We'll talk about it. At the end of the day, somebody is taking a hike. Absolutely.
Terrible smell, but great company.
And that's my tea. And consider it clouds.
Wow, it's the 50th episode of Camp Wannakiki. Can you believe it? The Sugarbaker twins sure can't. But then they didn't even know they were in a reality show. For today's daily camp activity, Ruthie quizzes the campers on their knowledge of the first 49 episodes on their way to earning their Nifty 50 badge. Spoiler, they don't know nothing about nada. Bless their hearts. It's Camper's Choice at tonight's talent show, where each camper presents a look based on a theme from a previous season. There are 5 campers left, but only 4 Nifty 50 badges. That means one of our campers will be taking a hike tonight. What do you say we go backstage to the rec room while the judges deliberate? Ooh, that would be nifty.
Feels like very alls of a sudden to me. Like I feel like just yesterday there was 10 of us, and now it's very quickly 5. Like we could barely fit in the rec room.
Right.
Yeah.
And it just feels so much smaller now.
I'll be honest, and I don't think any of us expected 2 campers to go hiking last night.
No.
I was gooped.
Yeah, it's hard for me though to say like, oh, someone should be here who's not, because I mean, hidden in that statement is like, well, one of you doesn't deserve to be here, and I don't feel that way.
Why'd you
like,
point at me? No, I'm just kidding.
No, I'm pointing at you.
Oh.
No, like it just feels like one of us. Like I wouldn't take this away from any of us. I think that all 5 people here have done really excellent work up to this point.
I agree.
So at the end of the day, it's a competition, and I think this is a great top 5.
Well, I have to say, after today's daily activity, I feel very proud of myself because I cannot name more than maybe 5 states. And the question about what were the 2 states that the most winners from Camp Wannakiki have come from, I got that question right. I almost wrote Chicago as the state, which, by the way, what's your excuse?
Here we go, campers. Which 2 states have produced the most Camp Wannakiki finalists? All right, Stevie, we're going to toss it to you.
I said, Ohio.
Oh, no.
No. Do I get?
Okay,
is
let's do
it
it again.
a dupe? Like, do I get partial points if I get
Flip
one
your
correct?
things over.
It's
when you say
I said
it.
Ohio and Illinois.
Do it again.
Okay, we'll start
Stevie,
over.
we're going to start with you.
I'm going to be just as excited.
Stevie, we're going to start with you.
I said Ohio because that's where I'm from, and Illinois.
Okay, my answer card says Illinois and there's no other state.
It is Ohio. I thought it was.
Are we set?
Yep, we're so good. Yep, we're rolling.
Stevie, let's start with you.
Well, I had to say my home state, Ohio, and Illinois.
Ohio and Illinois is correct. Both of those states each have 3 finalists. And also, Texas would have had 3 if Miss Texas was actually from Texas.
Seattle.
Illinois and Ohio are correct. Did you get that right, Patty?
I did.
Another point for Patty. Ohio and Illinois.
First point.
Yeah, not another point.
First point for Patty. Ripham?
I also said Illinois and Ohio.
Way to go. Lulu?
I said Ohio and the great state of Chicago.
I think we'll give it to her. All right, how's that? Okay. Yes. You tell her.
I said Ohio and Illinois.
Oh my gosh, across the board. Great job, campers.
Considering I don't even really know what year it is or where I am for that matter, I think I did pretty good.
I think I did pretty good at trivia, all things considered, but so did Nutella, honestly. So we'll see how things shake out.
The subject matter was quite invigorating, or so they say.
I'm pretty nervous actually about Lulu. Lulu seemed to know a lot of things about this.
Zoo animals. And I'm so excited because I
if you look around, we have plenty of zoo animals here, so. I thought I was gonna know a whole hell of a lot more when they were like, Camp Wannakiki trivia. I was like, fuck yeah, bitch. But those questions were hard.
But when in doubt, if you don't know the answer, it's always Betty. It's always Betty.
It's either Betty or probably 20.
Yeah.
Those were the two answers.
Those are the two answers. I have been watching Camp Wannakiki for quite a while now. I picked up when season 2 was airing, so that was kind of when I started watching. But I never saw myself doing it, ironically enough, actually until last season, until I saw Riley Poppyseed. I appreciated how open and honest he was about his experience and how, you know, there were definitely ups and downs for him.
I actually auditioned for season 3. And obviously I was not on season 3.
Spoiler alert!
I had auditioned for last season, and it was the in-person auditions, and I knew I wanted to audition for Camp Wannakiki, and I'm really glad that I wasn't cast last season. I wouldn't have been ready.
Another performer that really inspired me to audition for Camp Wannakiki is Avery Goodname, and I'm wondering if anybody else was waiting for her to jump out of a bush when we got here.
Oh,
I mean, absolutely.
I was crying.
And another thing I'll say that I've noticed is there are other drag shows that are starting to get campier. Have y'all noticed that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Have y'all noticed that?
Yes.
And I'm not gonna sit here and say it's all because of Camp Wannakiki, but it has to have something to do with it because it's in the, you know, it's part of the queer culture at this point. You know what I mean?
So my big question is, especially because sitting in this room, we are all so different, how did everybody pick their theme for tonight?
You get the email that you're being cast, and then you get to choose what badge you want to do. My brain was like, I got it. I know exactly what I want to do. Like, it's weird when you're an animal, but you feel so calm. Like, you're just like, oh, moo. I just feel like, I don't know, I feel obnoxiously pretty right now.
I knew that when I came here, I wanted to showcase some kind of like musical capability somewhere. I play a few instruments, and you know, the saxophone is one of the most portable ones. So, you know, Bill Clinton was a famous saxophone player. I went through a few saxophone players, but I thought Bill Clinton would be really funny because of like, that was like their era.
This look definitely had a lot to do with, you know, being trans and feeling like an alien and feeling like, you know, you don't know where you're gonna fit in and if people are gonna like you. And so I have my little patch that says, hello, I'm normal. Because it does kind of feel like that a lot of the time when I walk into a space, and that was something I was also very nervous about even coming here, you know, if people were going to see me as trans enough. So I wanted to kind of take something that scares me quite literally every day, but make it silly, because sometimes you gotta laugh when things are really scary.
Yeah, I hear you on that not being trans enough. I was almost not allowed to compete in a national pageant system because I wasn't trans enough.
I'm so sorry.
That's something I really relate to. So thank you so much for showcasing that, because I totally relate to that. And yeah, it happens in queer spaces all the time.
Yeah.
I went for Pride because it was one of my favorite episodes. Queer people have more mainstream visibility that I think it's still really necessary to celebrate the aspects of queerness that are still kind of seen as taboo, and fetish is a big part of that, and sex remains still a big part of that. And as a drag performer, I just don't want to be neutered sexually or artistically.
A lot went into like making this look happen, and so that's one reason that it's so special to me. It was all hand airbrushed, so it's something that I hold really close to me. It's one of my favorites, and not only that, but growing up watching the movie itself, you know, that makes it special as well, because there's that connection, that nostalgia that goes with it, and that's something that I love to do in my drag, is connect with my audience and people just on nostalgia, right? Like bring something to life that people remember from way back when, and give them those warm little feeling in their stomach, you know, and puts a smile on their face. Like, that's why I do drag.
I'm gonna be honest, I'm a little nervous, just because like I feel like my look is a lot simpler than y'all's. I mean, I picked Mirror Mirror, but who's to say that like the choice of the theme isn't going to be in play too. And I know, like, I played the saxophone and whatnot, and I think that's, you know, that's great, and it helps for sure, but I don't know, I'm not certain if it's enough, but I'm not certain of much anymore.
Yeah, I'm interested to see critiques tonight for myself, just because this is, I think, like a little bit of like a sloppier presentation, like intentionally, but I feel like I took a little bit of a risk tonight in trying to show them something different, and I just don't know how that will play.
Well, hello, campers.
Hello.
Happy 50th. We did want to chat with each of you. I think the saxophone saved you. I'm just going to be honest.
You could have pushed a lot more with Bill Clinton.
Oh, we're seeing kind of the same drunky character again. Did you do this on purpose to push yourself?
The initial outfit that came out was just a little disheveled. We want to see the gag. You know, if the thing's growing, it's like, we kind of want to see the thing growing. There were some technical glitches with the head thing falling off.
Also, I'm surprised you didn't just extend the makeup down your neck, especially because where we are at this stage in the competition.
Well, you have given us some things to consider while we deliberate. Why don't y'all wait backstage in the rec room?
Thank you.
Thank you.
I think that was probably the harshest critique we've all gotten. Would anyone else agree with that?
Definitely,
Absolutely. Yeah.
I hate getting critiqued. I always do, because I'm always uncomfortable. But at the same time, I'm always like, okay, well, at least you're telling me what I need to work on, because then I can obviously take it with a grain of salt.
Critiques are critiques, and especially when we're in this kind of environment and competing like this, I mean, we have to have those critiques. You know, we have to be critiqued. That's part of the game. But in addition to saying that, I find myself, you take the critique and then you kind of sift it out, right? Like, what were they really saying?
Yes.
You have to take the emotion out of it and
Yes,
listen to the
exactly that.
critique. I did specifically think of a gag for this. I was going to have a mechanical bra where the nipples grew. But just like everyone else, time gets tight. Things, you know, you plan for something, but it doesn't always happen. And so you do the best that you can with what you have. And, you know, that's why I kind of shifted my gears on what I was going to present and how I presented it. I don't know, honestly, Patty, I don't think they're going to put you in the bottom. I don't. I think it's still going to be Stevie and Rippon.
I do think that I'm in the bottom. I think that Stevie isn't in the bottom because of the way that they worded some of Stevie's critiques, which was like, the saxophone saved you. So to me that implies...
I didn't necessarily read it that way. I
That's
thought they
Stevie.
meant the saxophone saved the entire performance,
performance.
but yeah, but I get
No.
that. I
No,
get
that could be true. I
Yeah.
may be thinking too, like, ooh, like what do they mean when they say whoever has the immunity does? You know, like that sort of thing. Like,
You know
who
what? That's
knows?
fair.
I am just very genuinely feeling that, like, that this is just it didn't land, and it's my time to go, and lucky for all of you.
I think they were very harsh with you because you're going to keep going. Does that make sense? I think for me it was like, we've seen this, it's Rip'em, it's not up to par with all the other things we're seeing, and it was a quick critique for me, and that alone I feel like sealed my fate. So
Interesting.
I'm inclined to think that Nutella is in some kind of top 2. It's hard to know just based on the way
Right,
that
who would be
they
in
said
top
things.
2?
And I don't want to say I'm in the top 2 just because, like, this is a wild season. Because I just don't know what they're thinking.
Yeah.
And I don't want to just play a guessing game of feeling comfortable when I'm obviously not feeling comfortable at the moment.
Yeah, and I think that there's definitely potential for some kind of comeback challenge. I know that they've done that in the past, and it does feel like, I don't know, maybe who's going out today is coming back real soon to try to win back a spot.
Especially with the double elimination.
Knowing myself temperament-wise, I don't know if I have that in me, to be honest.
Campers, welcome back. We just want to start off by saying congratulations, Stevie. You have earned your Nifty 50 badge. You can wait backstage for the badging ceremony.
I can't articulate very well when I'm emotional, so I don't know what to say right now. I'm grateful.
And we'd like to talk to the top 2 first, and that is Nutella Fitzgerald and Lulu Crystals. That means, unfortunately, Patty Beret and Rip'em are in the bottom 2. You can wait backstage for a minute.
Thank you.
Was this your bottom 2?
Yep.
Yeah.
You called it, bitch.
I think, honestly, none of what has been shown today is anyone's best talent show.
I would agree with that.
Maybe not even anyone's second best talent show.
I would agree with that.
So I'm sure that they were frustrated with that.
I think it's gonna be me for the reason that, Patty, you have been in the top a bunch of times, and I think the things that you brought, you know, tell such a story and are so extravagant. I'm kind of surprised that I made it to this point with the drag that I have. And it sucks to be disappointed in my drag, not because of how I do it, but because of things like money.
I think that this has a ton of extravagance and presence. However, just based on like the way we've gotten critiques and what the critiques have been, I am not surprised that they put you here.
Mm-hmm.
I just see this as more interesting and fresher than other things that are on display tonight.
Thank you.
And I get that the stakes are very high, but when you get critiques like this, you take what works for you and you put down what doesn't. And I'm certain that you've gotten some critiques that, you know, maybe you should put down after this is over.
There can only be one winner. And today that winner is Nutella Fitzgerald. Congratulations.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Oh, I can't wait to show you some more.
Hello, top 2.
Congrats.
Congrats on making it past those scathing reviews.
Thank you, those scathing reviews. They are waiting for our bottom 2 to head back to the talent show stage.
But I'm so glad that we're in this room together. I mean, it's a wild ride.
Yeah.
Wild ride.
Wild. Speaking of being in this room together, who do you think will fill that last seat?
If we're going based off of track record and what we've seen, I think that Patty will be back in this room.
Yeah, I think I agree too. Just speaking on track record, I mean, look at what Patty's been bringing to the talent show stage. Being in the bottom is gonna give her a little shake.
Does anybody have an idea of tomorrow's daily camp activity?
Maybe they'll give us the day off.
Wouldn't that
That's cute.
That's hilarious.
So we're gonna write on our chalkboards the name of the camper who we would like to see get that last Nifty 50 badge.
And I also voted for Patty for the same reasons.
Patty, congratulations, you have earned your Nifty 50 badge. You can wait
so
backstage
much.
for the badging ceremony.
The best in all of us bags. The big dick bitch is back.
How are you feeling? What went through your head?
I'm happy to continue on. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that really took it out of me, I gotta say. I'll be fine in the morning.
Well,
No, absolutely.
No, I get it.
Tomorrow's
I'll
a
be
new
fine
day.
in the morning.
No, I
Tomorrow's
get
a new
it.
day.
Yeah.
Like,
you're-
nobody rains on my parade. Dun, 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 dun. You know, I don't know. Whatever.
Bungee jumping? Absolutely not. It's
Why?
the whole thing about the cord snapping and me hitting the ground.
We're not bungee jumping. I'm out.
The talent show stage for badging ceremony.
All right.
Let's go get them badges,
got a Fab Four.
baby.
To watch full episodes of Camp Wannakiki, be sure to subscribe to OUTtv. Until next time, campers, keep amping up your camp.